Hi, y'all. I'm Lillian.
And I'm Felipe.
And we are the Postmodern family.
We are Americans living in your great country, the UK, living a traditional, great family life.
We have 3 new videos every week, so we encourage you to subscribe to our channel.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Today we're going to list 5 ways we've changed since we've moved to the UK from America. Yes, we're American.
Number 1, we are more socially aware.
Number 2, distances seem greater.
Number 3, we have tea and coffee all the dang time.
Number 4, our accents are changing, especially the inflection of our tone.
And number 5, we no longer order off the menu. We just settle for whatever is listed on the menu. Boo-hoo.
So we're just going to talk through these 5 points.
Shang.
Number 1, more socially aware.
What does that mean?
It just means that I at least find myself thinking a lot more about what that other person might be thinking in any situation or social situation. So
in any situation or just any social situation?
In almost any situation. So
Okay.
even if going to the post office
Mm-hmm.
and there's a queue, right? So that's like there's people there. So you're thinking what they're thinking in the queue, and then some new person coming into the end of the queue and make sure I'm not going to cut anyone by accident.
Yeah.
And then also when you get to the till,
So what would you have thought before, 4 years ago?
I wouldn't have thought about it. I would just stand in the queue.
But what
and
would
think
be
about-
in your mind?
I would just be thinking about what I'm going to do when I get to the top, the front of the queue. I would be thinking about addressing the letter that I'm trying to frantically do.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the till lady, the person who's behind the counter or man, I feel now I'm like trying to be less awkward and just making the transaction
As quickly as possible?
and as straightforward and clear as possible. Whereas before, I think I was just more interested in getting what I needed to get across. I want this, blah, blah, blah. This is what's going to happen. And not thinking really about if they were going to understand what I'm saying properly. And maybe it's just part of growing up and maturing. But let's take a different example. Now, let's say we have a party. I have people around, and then later on, like the people leave, and after the party, I'm thinking a lot about
Did
how
they have a
everyone,
good time?
Yeah, if everyone had a good time, if everyone was talked to. And oftentimes, I just find myself thinking more and more about how I was awkward, or I always think about like how we've disappointed in a way. Whereas in the past in America, I never really thought about that. I mean,
You just were?
carried on. I don't know. I think it was the confidence of like that if there was something wrong, they would have told us. So I don't need to waste time thinking about it. You know, if there's an issue, they'll approach about it. Whereas here, it's like your responsibility to make sure no one feels awkward because they're never going to say anything. Does that make sense?
I think I do that occasionally. So that is, I toggle between the two. I think I'm thankful that I've sort of learned to do that on certain occasions. That being, think about whether other people are feeling awkward or whatever. But by and large, if I'm in a sort of action mode where things need to get done, like at work or whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to care at work. You know?
No, but there are people who do. Yeah, so it carries over into work. Like, how am I going to express this desire? How am I going to give off this command, if you will?
Okay.
And I'm just, so for example, there was someone in a meeting and I asked, when do you think you'll be able to do that by 12 o'clock, lunchtime? And they went on to list 2 or 3 reasons why that would be difficult. They didn't say that would be difficult. They just started with, well, I got to do this, and then there's this, and then that, and that. And before they could finish, I said, no, that's okay. If you can't do 12 o'clock, just tell me, Felipe, I can't do 12 o'clock, but I can do 1 o'clock. And then that's the end of the conversation. I said that in a meeting.
Yeah.
And then someone later on told me, it was like, that was a bit harsh. you could have just let them tell you their
Continue.
reasons and then taken it offline and asked them, so when do you think you can do it? You see?
Yeah.
But
no, I wouldn't care. I would
no.
just be like, this
Yeah.
is a workplace. Like,
Yeah.
get it together. I want to know the bottom line.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
I
in a-
toggle it, but in a social, but in that, like we just threw a party, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were certain instances where I thought, okay, I wonder if everyone's fed, if there's okay. And then when we went to do the piñata and I just said a bunch of things, I didn't think, oh, are the things that I'm going to say be offensive? I just said, right, we're going to get together with the piñata. We're going to show that Britain is great and bash this piñata and da-da-da-da. I just said a bunch of sort of
But
weird
of course,
and funny things.
There were parents along the side going, oh, like they're hitting the horse. Like they're hitting it. Like, Anyway, but that's different cultures. So
Yeah.
Number 2, distances seem greater. And like before, I don't think we would have blinked an eye at 2 hours. Like a 2-hour drive, like, yeah, let's go to the lake somewhere, a 2-hour drive away.
Yeah.
But now that, I have to do it every week, it's just really tiring and it does feel like a lot of stress. Just maybe it's because the roads here are a lot more like curvy and narrow that you have to pay more attention here. Whereas in America, the roads are so wide and they're all straight, like you don't really have to.
A 2-hour drive taxes you to the extent of perhaps a 5 or 6 hour drive does in the U.S., I think.
Yeah. So then,
So it's not that you've changed, it's just that
the roads here are different. Yeah. But then also, we wanted to go to Scotland. We were going to drive up there. Originally, when we first got here, we were like, 10-hour drive, easy. That'd be fun. We can drive up to Scotland. We still haven't gone to Scotland. And
well, it's the equivalent of like a 40-hour drive if you take into account the energy it taxes you with,
Yeah. But some people do. A lot of people here love caravans.
Yeah, but
We
they
call
take
them
they take a
trailers.
few days to get there.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it in a single shot.
And you're saying we would?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe with a couple stops, but not an overnight
That's
stop.
true. Because when we went back to America in July, the longest one we did was
There was a
12-hour,
12-hour.
12-hour. There was a long one, really long one in there. But it was fine. It was lots of just straight, easy rest stops.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
And then tea and coffee all the time, definitely. Like anytime.
I don't
there's a
remember.
lull-
I remember at work in the U.S. going months without a hot drink. I just don't drink hot drinks.
Yeah, but now we have like 3 or 4 or 5 every day.
Yeah.
Cup of tea or coffee.
But that's not to say that I'm characteristic of a normal American. I think Americans do drink coffee all the time. I'm not a big coffee drinker.
But especially when the weather gets hot, they don't drink hot coffee. They drink iced coffee. And a lot of people drink iced coffee more than they drink hot coffee in America, I think.
In the areas of America that it is warm, yes.
I guess. Yeah. But anyway, tea is something that a lot of people don't drink. Hot tea.
No, it's iced tea, but yeah. But I still don't drink tea here, so I haven't changed.
You drink a lot more coffee.
I do, but I haven't taken on the tea thing.
I think it's because the kettles and then the voltage of electricity is higher, that water boils much faster here. So, whereas in America, you just wouldn't want to wait for water to boil. Whereas here, it's like, almost instantly you have boiled water for your tea or coffee. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Inflection, Felipe denies that his accent is changing, but it definitely is, especially when he asks a question.
But that's not an accent. That's an inflection.
That's a part of the accent.
I'll agree that my inflections have changed.
Yes.
But my accent, which is how I pronounce words.
No, accent and inflection is a part of your accent. So accent is the overarching way you pronounce words, and then that includes your inflection. So if you want to master an Irish accent, you have to master the inflection as well.
Okay,
The
fine.
inflection is a part of the accent.
That's fine.
Okay.
But I don't agree that because you've changed inflection, that means you've changed your accent. Even though you might say that accent is the genus and inflection is a differentia or a species of accent or an aspect or element.
It's an element of the accent.
Then
And it makes you sound less American when you ask a question like, can you get me that coffee? Here in England, when you ask for something, you usually end with your voice going down. So, could you pass me that coffee? Whereas in America, you ask a question, it ends
flat, right?
up.
Oh, is
Can
it
I have
up
some
or
coffee?
flat?
Can I have some coffee? Coffee?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So Felipe never used to speak asking me a question. Ask me a question right now. Did you like something?
Did you like that?
See?
I did it on purpose.
Yeah. Did you like that? Or did you like that movie we watched? Whereas in America, we would say,
Did you like that?
did you like that?
Did you like that?
It ends high.
I think it's flat.
Did you like that? Like that? It ends high.
But my pronunciation of words outside of question marks, I don't think has changed.
I don't think it's changed either. I changed a little bit where I enunciate my T's more.
Yeah,
in the
you
middle
have,
and near
yeah.
the ends of words.
Someone at work said the other day that I dropped the T in at.
Yeah.
But I do that in the U.S. anyway.
No, you
work.
do.
At work.
You drop it. You drop it.
In the U.S., yeah, I drop it.
Yeah.
But they were saying that was a Britishism that I've taken on.
No. Maybe
an aspirated T would be a Britishism.
I think so. But maybe he's talking about low accents. Like in...
That's right, but...
at. Yeah. Instead of at.
Like, I was looking at that email.
That email, yeah.
I was looking at
that email.
Yeah, at that email.
At.
But I think he said at. He claimed that I said at. Yeah. I was looking at that email.
That could be a British thing.
So that's more of a swallowed T.
It's just gone.
There's no T
looking
there.
At that email.
At that
How
email.
about that?
Yeah. How about that? How about that?
Where we would close the back of our throats.
It would be guttural, right?
Yeah.
More
at
guttural.
Glottal stop.
Yeah. Gluttural, right?
Oh, glottal.
Oh.
Glottal stop. Glottal stop.
At.
And then we settle for what's on the menu. And this is something that Felipe has always complained about me in America whenever I order anything, whether it be a coffee. I wanted specifically what I want. So at Double D's, which is Dunkin' Donuts, I used to order no sugar, extra cream.
No. See, the thing is that in the U.S. restaurant / fast food business, it's already set up with the idea that you can customize things.
Have it your way.
Yeah, but here it's not. So when we came here and you carried over that practice, it became cringe, a little bit of cringe.
Yeah, because people would be like, what do you want? And they just think, they automatically think, they hear the American accent and they go, oh man, this person thinks that they're the boss. Yeah. And I don't think I thought that. I think I just wanted my coffee the way I always had it, so. But then in restaurants too, like they'll have, for example, we love garlic chili sauce. And sometimes they don't have garlic chili sauce with shrimp or prawns, like the way I like it. They'll have it with chicken, they'll have it with beef. So I'll be like, hey, can't you just do the garlic chili sauce with prawns, right? That's what I want. But these days, just to make things simpler and straightforward, I just order what's on the menu. Except hold the coriander. I don't like coriander. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Leave in the comments below some things that you want to talk to us about.
Maybe there are some things you expected us to have embraced and or adopted or changed after 4 years of living here.
We embrace everything. Everything.
Okay.
We have a Patreon, so you can find us and connect with us on Patreon if you're interested. And we also have t-shirts for sale at teespring.com/stores/the-postmodern-family. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye!
Bye.